skin quality is probably the most prominent trend we're seeing. How do you convey the injectables and the toxins, and how do you convey that to skin quality in your practice?
Hi Jai, thank you for that great question. So at our clinic, skin comes first every single time. And I'll tell you a story of why I think that's so important. A number of years ago, before I embarked on any kind of a journey into aesthetics, I remember really clearly a patient coming to see me in my GP practice. As soon as she came through the door, within probably 30 seconds, she started to cry, and it took a long time for her to calm down a lot. And in my mind, I started to think about why was she so upset, because she really could not speak for crying. And actually, it turned out that she had gone and had some lip filler done, or had her lips done, as it's colloquially known. And she was really upset about the result. But while she was crying, I was thinking that she was crying about her skin, because she actually had really very severe acne all over her face. And whenever we got down to the nuts of what was wrong, and bearing in mind at this stage, this is more than 10 years ago, I did not work in aesthetics. The bottom line was that she was really disappointed in getting her lips done, because she had perceived that if she only had bigger, fuller lips, that she was going to be more confident. But the reality is that confidence is so much more than one feature. And also the other reality was that actually her skin was not great at all. She had very severe acne, and if anything, probably having her lips done nearly drew more attention to the center of her face and made her even more self-conscious. And she came to see me because she had got very depressed and had barely left the house for 6 to 8 weeks. And whenever she did leave the house, she felt that everyone was looking at her. And it's always stuck with me, that, and it's one of the reasons, as I've said, that at my clinic, skin always comes first. And it's not obviously just that story, it's because it's what I believe that you should do. I believe that we should give people the confidence to be confident, quite literally in that phrase, the skin they're in. So be confident in the skin you're in. And the only way that you're going to achieve that is that if you've got healthy skin. And I think that healthy skin gives people an air of confidence that really nothing else does in terms of cosmetic treatments. I think if people feel like their skin looks well hydrated, it's got a glow about it, it's got a healthy color, then that is what's going to make people feel much more confident than whether you erase all their wrinkles or you change or augment their features. So at our clinic, whenever anyone comes to see us, we show that that's really important to us, because the vast majority of the first bit of the consultation is really all spent on not only exploring your general health, but your skin health. And we do a number of special types of skin analysis that will really let us see what the health of your skin looks like. And obviously we're going to ask really in-depth questions around that. And I do believe that it's worth spending a couple of months, sometimes even longer, helping someone with their rosacea or their acne or their pigmentation or their melasma or whatever the skin condition might be, before you ever embark upon having treatments that sort of fall under the umbrella maybe of anti-aging or cosmetic enhancement, because I think that you need to have those foundations in place. And the reality is that if you also have a really healthy skin, then those treatments are going to work better. They're going to look better. The result's going to be better. It's probably going to last longer as well. I always explain to patients, if you've got, for example, a really dry skin, an analogy might be that if you had a really dry, old brown leaf that's dried out and you kept squishing it or folding it in your hand, well, that leaf is going to crack and break into bits probably and fall on the ground. But if you had a really nice lush green leaf that was full of hydration and you scrumbled that leaf up in your hand and then you opened your hand up again, it's actually very likely that that leaf would spring back into a reasonable shape. And if you think about your skin like that, I know it's a really simple analogy, but if you've got skin that's got good nutrition, good hydration, it's being protected from the elements, then it's highly likely that whenever you squint in the sun or you raise your eyebrows or you frown, you're much less likely to create a very deep line in the skin than if you had skin that was really dry and unhealthy. I think the other reason that for me skin is first is the reality is that a lot of the patients I see, they're often women, often in their middle age. One of the reasons they'll come to see me is because their confidence is dipping. They're not feeling like they recognize themselves in the mirror, but they're often quite fearful of looking a little bit strange or looking like they've had something done. They want to look very natural. They don't want anyone to know that they've had anything done because they're very, very worried about those stereotypical duck lips and things that we see on Instagram. And so another reason that I will really focus on skin in these patients is you can actually improve someone's appearance really very dramatically just by evening up their skin tone. So as we age, we often start to throw red and brown discoloration onto our face. And in Australia, that is a massive thing. The sun damage here it just has to be seen to be believed. And it really, really does age a person. And if you actually even up someone's skin tone and you don't do anything else at all, you just improve their skin and you even up that skin tone by reducing some of that, the brown spots and some of the redness, it really, really literally shaves years off people's appearance. And then sometimes they feel like they don't even need to do anything else. That is why at You by Dr. Shauna Watts, skin always comes first, long before I ever navigate people down a pathway with injectables or other treatments, because I believe if you do skin first, you're going to get a much better result. So one of the commonest questions that I've got asked since we've begun recording podcasts are, what do I do with myself at my clinics, apart from when I'm working as a GP in my GP clinic? So at my clinics that are called You by Dr. Shauna Watts, the clinic is centered around you, and it's all about making everyone who comes, but that's mostly middle-aged women, feel more confident and to help people navigate what I find is the overly complicated world of skincare. No one knows where to start, what's real, what's not, what's going to help, what's not. Various treatments in terms of wrinkles and skin laxity and skin tightening and pigmentation and discoloration and what they should have and whether it'll help them. So basically my role in that is to create a bit of a plan and a journey for you to get you to the point where you're back feeling confident and healthy and happy in the skin you're in. The clinics are based on the Central Coast and in Newcastle, and we would love for you to come and visit us and have a no obligation consultation to see where that journey might take you.